In the beginning there was infinity, and infinity was nothingness or infinite void. There were no thoughts, no emotions, no light, no darkness, no sound, no material universe, only silence and nothingness. Then this silence became aware. It developed a superconsciousness that is all that is. From that superconsciousness became self-awareness and thought. Out of self-awareness and thought came infinite potential. Infinite potential is genderless and genders at the same time, because it is all that is. At one time, an eternity ago in human terms, infinite potential, which we will call Source, who knew everything there was to know, was wondering how it would be if there were things it didn't know. Of course, Source could experience anything and everything it wanted to, but only from its own single point of view and in regard to its own infinity. If it wanted to experience another infinity, it had to create another unique self-aware unit of awareness, just like itself, who could create its own infinity. Therefore, the way to expand itself and create infinite universes from other viewpoints was to extend itself to a lot of unique units of awareness, which it did. It went from oneness to separateness. So Source created a game to play with itself. It created the Unum multiverse from its own infinite point of view and then populated it with an almost infinite numbers of awareness units, separate parts of itself. Figuratively speaking, if we imagine Source being an infinite ball of clay, it took a part of itself and created a model or a landscape, which became what Life Physics Group California calls the Unum. Then it extended itself in consciousness into an indefinite amount of nerve endings, which were miniature parts of itself. It gave these extended awareness units unique personalities and traits, so each one of them could create their own universes within First Source's Unum and bring back every thought, every move, and every experience back to Source. The Unum became the playground or clayground, according to our analogy with its 7 levels of manifestation. Being infinite potential and all that is to begin with, Prime Creator, by using energy to create different densities and dimensions, could now, from completing the LOMs, levels of manifestations, put players on the stage. The way it did this was to let parts of itself go into the Unum and start seeding and creating intelligent life forms of lower densities than that of the purest form of Source. The purpose and idea was to have separated parts of itself explore the Unum and bring back the unpredictable experiences to itself, so Source could learn more about itself. This game has been going on ever since, and will probably go on for all eternity. Many have asked themselves throughout time whether space/time is infinite, with an infinite number of galaxies, or not. The universe is both. It's infinite potential, and we who live in it are the ones creating it, and serial and parallel universes as well, by creating probable realities with our thoughts, emotions, and actions, each and every second of our existence. This means that the universe is potentially infinite, but ever expanding. If I were able to measure exactly how big the universe is at this exact second, it would be false the next second, or even the next nanosecond, because it would already have expanded way beyond the calculations. The questions who God is and how everything started is, of course, and should be, mind-boggling, and this is a subject for an endless series of papers itself. And it's not my purpose at this time to speculate too much about this, because in the long run, it will be just that, speculations, and the final answer will always be that we don't know. There is evidence in quantum and subquantum physics, and in metaphysics, that there is a prime creator that includes everything there is, but there is an even bigger question. If prime creator came out of a nothingness and suddenly became aware, who made it aware, or how did it become aware? What came before thought? In other words, is there something even bigger than what we now call the prime creator? It's almost self-evident that this is the case.